Hi, this is session 14 of Apigee Edge course for beginners. In this session, we will see what is verify APIKey policy and how it can be used. In case if you are new to our channel, please subscribe our channel and turn on bell icon, which will help me to come up with more videos frequently. Okay, what is verify APIKey policy? Well, verify API key policy will force Apigee Edge to verify API keys whenever request is coming in to consume resources. Apigee Edge will accept the API keys only when the app status is approved. It will reject the request in case if your app approval status is not approved. We will see that in action. Let's flip to Google Chrome browser and log in into Apigee Edge UI. After logging in, click API proxies under develop tab, which will populate all the available API proxies which we have created already. And as we know, API proxy demo is the API proxy which we have been using in our course so far. So let's use the same API proxy in this session as well. And let's navigate to develop tab. And default is the proxy endpoint which we have been using since our previous session. So let's use the same in this example as well. So here we have our verify access token policies along with scope to consume our endpoints. So let's use the same flow in this session as well. So let's try to access these endpoints with the access token. So let's try to generate access token first. Again, if you are new to generating access tokens, we have made videos in generating access tokens using client credentials grant type and password grant types along with scope. So if you haven't watched those videos, I would recommend you to watch our earlier video sessions to get familiar with generating access tokens. All right, now we have generated access token using client credentials grant type for the scope admin. So let's try to invoke some endpoint with this access token. Let's whether we are able to get the response back from the Apigee Edge. Here we go. We are able to get the response back. Now, if you could see in this flow, we are checking for access tokens, whether access tokens along with the scope. So basically, as we know, this policy will verify whether the access token is valid and whether the access token is associated with the respective scope. Now, we want to verify API key as well in our flow. So how can we do that? So that is as simple as that. In order to do that, let's click plus icon in the policy section and see for verify API key policy, and I'm going to name this as verify API key. So let's add it. This will add the verify API key policy. So let's get rid of the unnecessary elements from here. And this we have added verify API key policy. Now we'll have to attach this policy in our flow. So let's copy the name. Please note that we'll have to provide the name of the policy whenever we try to attach any policy in our flow, not the display name. Since I have provided the same value for name and display name, I'm copying it from here. But please keep in mind that we'll have to provide the name of the policy, not the display name of the policy. So let's navigate to our flow. So here, before all these security checks, we would like to check for API key. So let's add this step here, and inside name tag, let's provide our policy name. So with these changes, let's save this as new revision and deploy our new revision. Revision 12, deploy it in test. All right, our new revision is saved and deployed. Now let's try to provide the request and see what we get from Edge. Here we go. It says fail to resolve API key variable request.queryparam.api key. So now Apigee Edge expects API key from the request, so which we will have to pass. So by default, Apigee Edge seeks API key from the query param, but again we can pass this key from header or body wherever we want. That we'll discuss in our upcoming videos. In this video, we'll discuss how to pass API key from query param as well as from headers. Alright, now we come to know that we'll have to provide API key in order to consume our endpoints. But where will I get API key? So to get API key, we'll have to see in the app. In order to see that, click Publish tab and go for Apps. So here we'll have all the apps which we have created already. So if you could see, OAuth 2 app is the app which we have been using in our course so far. So if you could remember, this app is associated with this product. So this is the product which we have been using. And if you could see this product, this will have our API proxies bundled within it. So as we know, an API product can have one or more API proxies associated with it. So API proxy demo is our API proxy which is associated with this product, and this product is associated with that app. That product is associated with this OAuth2 app. So here we have key and secret. So typically we call key as client ID and secret as client secret. Also we call key as consumer key or API key. So this is our API key. So this will allow to pass. So let's copy this key and let's try to provide it here in the query param. So I'm going to provide it API key equals our key. Now let's try to give the request and see whether we are able to get the response successfully from the edge. Here we go. We are able to get the response successfully. Alright, now we are passing API key from query param. So in case if we want to pass API key from header, how can we do that? So in order to do that, let's try to navigate to our policies in our respective API proxy. Navigate develop tab, and this is the verify API key policy. And here, if you could see, it is referring to query param. So API key, it is seeking from query param. In case if we want to pass it from header, all we have to do is instead of query param, provide header. So we are letting this policy that please seek for API key from header, not from the query param. So let's save these changes. Our changes are saved. Now let's try to provide the request. Now we are providing API key from query param, and let's see whether it is accepting or not. Here we go. It is not accepting because we have provided it to get the key from header, not from the query param. So on the other hand, let's try to provide the API key from query param. Let's see whether we are able to invoke our endpoint successfully. So now we don't have to provide it from the query param. So I'm removing this value from the query param. Now let's try to give the request again, and let's see whether we are able to get the response successfully. Here we go. We are able to get it successfully. Okay. So in this case, some of you may have doubts like, do we have to pass this key as API key, or can we change it to something like consumer key? So we can change this. So let's see how to change that. Let's navigate to our policy, and here if you could see variable name mentioned as API key. So in case if we want to change something like consumer key, can do that. So let's change it to consumer key. Copy this. Let's save our changes. So our changes are saved. Now let's try to give the request. As of now, I'm not changing it to consumer key. With APIKey, I'm going to give the request and see whether it is accepting or not. It should not accept. Here we go. It is, it is not accepting it. So it is expecting consumer key from our header. We haven't provided consumer key from our header. So let's try to give consumer key and let's give the request and see whether we're able to get the response successfully. Here we go, we're able to get it. On the other hand, if I try to pass some invalid API key and if I try to consume the endpoint and see what happens, what we get from Edge. Here we go, it says invalid API key. On the other hand, if we pass valid API key, we will be able to invoke our endpoints successfully. Okay, so if our API key approval status is revoked, then we'll not be able to invoke this. So let's see that in action. So in order to see that, let's navigate to Publish tab and click Apps under it and select our app, which is OAuth 2 app. And here, if you could see, app status is approved. Since the app status is approved, we are able to consume our endpoint successfully. So now let's try to revoke our app status. So let's revoke it, change the app status to revoke and save the changes. Okay, our app status is revoked. And if we try to invoke our endpoint now with this key, let's see what it says. Here we go. It says app not approved. So we can provide API key or Edge will accept API key only when our app approval status is approved. In case if our app status is revoked, then it will not accept it. So let's change it back to approved and let's save the changes. Now let's try to give the request again and let's whether we are able to get it. Here we go, we are able to get it. So to sum up, during app registration, we can select one or more API products to associate with the app. As we know, an API product is a collection of resources that are accessible via API proxies. To simplify this, we can add any number of API proxies to an API product. So we pass API key when we make request to an API in an API product which is associated with the app. I hope you like this video. If so, please share it with your friends and do not forget to subscribe our channel. That's it in this video. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Happy learning.